Right, so this might piss some people off, but I highly doubt that working hard enough is the reason that you're not getting to your goals. And I say this because I've been running a development company over the past 3 years. I've been involved in trying to start different businesses for the past like seven. And I've helped some people start their own businesses just as a small thing, and I do some private coaching, and I see things, and I've started to learn some lessons, and rarely has working hard enough been the reason that somebody does not succeed. And it genuinely, like, it impresses me how many people are obsessed with that concept, when the reality is, it's like, if working hard was the thing that made you wealthy, then why are the people in sweatshops not incredibly rich? It is not more longer hours of work. It is what you do. It is it's like, actually, I say this because I have a handful of people that I help build their own development companies, a very small group, and I spend time with them one-to-one. And the reality is, man, I give really little things to do per week, and they still don't get done. People just don't do the things that actually matter. They do the wrong things. And I say this because I made so many mistakes in the past 3 years. This business has now kind of like created a lot of the life that I want, but I've still got plenty to go. And now I look back and I see so many mistakes, and I'm sure, give me a year's time and I'll look back on this video and I'll think I'm a complete idiot. And that's kind of the process, right? But basically, I was doing like the wrong things. And oftentimes we know what the right thing is. We just procrastinate it because that right thing might be uncomfortable or really weird, and we haven't done it, or public or something like that. And it's hard to face that. It really is. But it is the biggest reason why people don't actually get where they want. It is not because you don't work hard enough. It's not because you're not doing enough hours. You actually don't need that many hours per day to do the right things. You really don't. You just have to do the right things. You know what? Actually, yesterday, I have such a good example of this. Yesterday, I was on Twitter, and I saw somebody tweet. It's like, this is how you can find leads. You search like announcing seed round. So basically, you can find a bunch of people who announce their seed round very quickly. And at first, my brain was like, oh, this is awesome. I got to figure out how am I going to use this. I'm going to look into this and research, blah, blah, blah. And then I sat down and I was brainstorming a bit. And I was like, right, so I can just do all of this nonsense, or I can just stick to the thing that I've been doing, which has been working, which is just like focusing on my network and growing that. That's the thing I need to be doing. The rest is a distraction. In fact, the social media makes it so much worse because it overstimulates you with possibilities. I used to tell myself that I was on social media because oh, it's nice. Like, I mean, obviously not too much, but like every once in a while to get like inspiration or ideas, it's good. No, like, just stick to your own lane. Just do what you need to do. And just sit down and actually, like, if you make, you know what? GPT can probably make you a simple plan. But GPT, even when you ask GPT, ChatGPT will make you a plan that's got like 20 steps more than you actually need. You just need one way of doing things. And you just need to stick to that for long enough. And the reality is, most people don't. That's the reason that they don't move forward. It's not because they don't work hard enough. It's not because working 20 hours a day is going to make you rich. It's not. You work 4 hours a day on the right thing, that'll do 10 times, 100 times more than working 20 hours on the wrong thing. And the reality is, like, a lot of people spend time feeling busy, not actually being busy. I've been the culprit of that many times. I'm incredibly familiar with that feeling. It just comes down to like figuring out the right actions to take, and oftentimes you will figure those out, and the reality is you just have to keep doing them. And most people switch. They change their focus. They get into something else. They try some new tactic. There's no point. Also, bear in mind, for things to work, man, let's say you start drumming. I used to be a drummer a lifetime ago. When you start, you're going to suck at it. That's kind of how it works. You're going to read the notes and you don't know what the fuck's going on. You try and hit the different things and it's all discoordinated and the timing's wrong and it's all messed up. And guess what? That's you. That is you trying to get to the thing that you need to do. And you have to continue to do it. You have to sit back down on the drums and do it again and do it again and stop. And then you wake up the next day and then you do it again. You need time. And you need to do the same thing over and over again to get better at that thing. And the first time you do something, it's never going to be good. That's not rocket science, but most people don't think like that. They just think, oh wow, this is a great idea, so I'm going to do it and it's going to work. It's not. You need to practice. And so just like figure out one thing and stick to that thing, and then just continue to do it. Like, man, even before, right? I've been trying to build a business like since I was 13. I was dabbling in stuff, and I was been programming and doing whatever. If I just stuck to one thing, I could have been so much further than I am now. It's as simple as that. This progress has, this company has made the most progress in my life as far as like the goals and the lifestyle that I'd like to build and all that. And it's been almost exclusively because I sat down and I told myself, like, no, listen, like, you've tried enough things, like, just stick to one and actually follow through with it and make this damn thing work. Because any business can work. And like, there's a guy who asked me, can a software development company make 300,000 a year? Is that a realistic goal? 300,000 a year. 300,000 a year, 300,000 USD. Accenture, one company, does $64 billion a year. And they do half consulting, about half outsourcing in IT services. You're telling me Accenture, one company, does $32 billion and you can't find space for 300,000 a year? Man, it's ridiculous. People are trying to pick the best niche, the best industry, the best business. Any business works. All of them work. There's plenty of billion-dollar businesses. And so you sure as hell can make $1 million one. Like, $1 million business is not very big relative to the big, like, to the size of reality, right? Like, when you actually look at the companies in the world that make the world move, $1 million is not that much in the grand scheme of things. And so it's not about which business model is best or whatever. It's not about working hard. You have to work hard as well. You have to be obsessed. I will say that. You have to be obsessed. It's like, you have to be constantly thinking about it, but constantly going back to the same action and just taking that. It's not about like slaving away, for indefinitely. It's about identifying the right things and specifically identifying the constraint. What is the singular reason that you do not have, for example, for most businesses, the constraint is usually either fulfillment or marketing. So either they don't have enough customers, or their fulfillment, like their product or service, just isn't good enough. You have to figure out which one it is, and then you focus on that, and just do that, and then you fix that, and then okay, great, now the product is good, now I need more customers. Okay, then you switch focus and just do that, and even like, yeah, it's really not about like working harder or whatever. Like, that's not the thing that's going to make you wealthy. I know some people who have made a lot of money and they don't necessarily outwork people. It's this like glorious image that we like to have, that you have to like be 16 hours a day wired to your laptop and a Red Bull can, and it's like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to completely obliterate your health just to build something. I 100% think you have to be obsessed to take the risk and to deal with the discomfort. I think the obsession is needed not for the work, but for the discomfort that you will feel, because it is so uncertain, it is so confusing, you have no guidance, and you have no idea what the fuck's going on most of the time. But that is why you need the obsession. The work itself is secondary. It's about the tasks you pick. Warren Buffett has a great story on this. He and his friend, same university, same degree, same everything. His friend went into like newspapers or steel or some sunset industry, and he went into investments and whatever. And the guy apparently was smarter than Warren Buffett, and who, in the long run did a lot better was Warren Buffett. So why? It's because they were both rowing their boats, but one of the boats was just the wrong one. It was in the wrong direction, right? No matter how hard you row, you can't fight the tide. And so it's about picking the right thing to do and just sticking to it, not about trying to work more hours. That was a little bit of a rant of mine, a little more rant-ish than most of my videos, but it's something that pisses me off when I see people with that narrative, because they're trying to work 16-hour days when they're not even doing 1 hour worth of the right work. But anyway, I'm gonna head out to the gym. Do subscribe if you enjoyed, comment if you have other videos or questions, and that's pretty much it.